Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development, 2015 to 2030. Good evening, one and all. Welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development, 2022-2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, India's G20 presidency, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
The blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are commemorating Burning Man Festival, which is commemorated from August 27 to September 4, 2023 in US. It is a week-long celebration that takes place in the week preceding Labor Day, and this year it will take place between August 27 to September 4. So Burning Man began as a small gathering of friends on Baker Beach outside San Francisco in 1986. Larry Harvey and Jerry James arranged the event, which included the burning of 8-foot-tall wooden effigy of a man on Baker Beach in San Francisco to commemorate the summer solstice. It has evolved into a late summer arts event held in Nevada's Black Rock Desert. The Burning Man Festival project is run by a non-profit corporation that took over from Black Rock City LLC, a for-profit limited company that previously handled the week-long event. So this Black Rock City LLC, founded in 1999, represented the Burning Man's organizers and is now considered a subsidiary of non-profit. Burning Man began as a small gathering of friends on Baker Beach outside San Francisco in 1986. The group started a tradition of burning a tiny 9-foot wooden figure during the festival. By 1987, the man had increased to 15 feet, and by 1988, he was 40 feet tall. Larry Harvey formally named the summer solstice ritual Burning Man. By 1990, a couple of these people had split up and decided to host their own party in the Black Rock Desert. Michael One of the event's founders discovered that individuals were in danger walking throughout the immensity of the desert parched landscape. So he adopted the moniker Danger Ranger and later founded Black Rock Rangers to secure the safety of attendees. Giving birth to the city of Black Rock, the Burning Man event in Nevada spread rapidly in its first several years, only by word of mouth. By 1996, Burning Man had adopted a yearly theme and began erecting more extravagant man structures. Ticket prices were roughly $65 at the time. What started off as a small group of 20 friends in 1986 has grown to 70,000 people and beyond. And also, Burning Man has become a popular destination for celebrities and social media influencers. Participants design and build all the artwork, such as experimental and interactive sculptures, activities, and events. It focuses on community art, self-expression, and self-reliance. Today, this week is also commemorated as Legacy Week, which is celebrated every last week of August of the first Saturday of September. And this year, it will be marked as 27th August to September 1st. It is a week in Australia dedicated to raising funds for the defense officers who lost their lives or health in service to the nation. Major General Sir John Gellibrand founded the Remembrance Club in Hobart in 1923. Inspired Lieutenant General Sir Stanley Xavier started a smaller club and called it as Legacy. The primary objective of the organization is to help the widows and children of Australian defense officers who lost their lives and or health. Australia has supported the Allied military through various wars like the World Wars, the Vietnam War, the Gulf War, and etc. The Australian Commonwealth Military Forces came into being with 28,923 colonial soldiers. Australian forces showed courage, valor, and strength in the wars to come that shook the entire world. They supported Allied powers wherever they could without hesitation, but the war brought casualties to Australia as well. Legacy was formed in 1923 by Major Sir John Gellibrand to assist the families of armed forces personnel who lost loved ones in the war, and assist defense officers who lost their health. The organization extended its helping hand to help those officers suffering from PTSD from experiencing the violence of the wars. Legacies work through volunteers who are called legatees. Currently, legatees assist more than 40,000 widows, 1,800 children, and disabled dependents. Legacy provides them with assistance, accommodation, and medical and social support free of cost. Legacy's assistance also depends on the situation of the person being supported. Legatees stay in touch with all families, and Legacy ensure that they receive proper legacy entitlements and access to the government benefits they deserve. The Legacy started with the idea that the returned servicemen would take on the duty of supporting the widows and children. In 1942, the War Orphans Appeal started to raise funds for the widows and children of Australian soldiers who lost their lives. Today, that appeal is known as Legacy Week, and Legacy raises funds through sales of merchandise like badges. Children who volunteer are the primary source of salespeople for the Legacy. They also use special events, sponsorships, dinners, banquets, and other events to raise funds for the organization. Today is also commemorated as International Lottery Day. Lottery, yeah. However, no matter what language people around the world love lottery games, we all are dreaming about euros, dollars, pounds, rupees, lakh, and generally those who are very fond of these lottery style games. Not everyone, but it is still popular across the world. Lottery style games have gone mobile, so it's easier and than ever to play. That's great news for the UK because where the study shows 83% of the residents report purchasing scratch-off lottery tickets in the past year. So today is the day where we all try our luck, and you never know, a life-changing sum of money could be on the horizon. The odds may be against you, but someone has to win. So why not you? Buy yourself a ticket and allow yourself a few minutes to daydream of a mansion on the beach. But don't make it an addiction. Many people lost their good wealth and health getting addicted to this lottery system. Gaming, great for socializing. Having someone buy you a lottery ticket is an exciting little surprise. If they win, they are sure to remember you. But if they don't, then at least you allowed them to dream for a moment. The Spanish Christmas lottery, the world's largest lottery game, doled out an amazing first prize jackpot of 720 million in 2012, the equivalent of dollars 491.8 million at that time. One lucky UK winner won euros 185 million, that is dollars 260 million in 2011, the year's largest single ticket jackpot in the Euro Millions lottery. A pair of Euro jackpot players each grabbed one half of a record, tying euros 90 million, that is dollars 100 million jackpot in 2019. One winner hailed from Germany, the other lived in Poland. He was the first Polish player to win. Lotto, an Australian lottery game, paid out a whooping Australian dollars to 4 winners in 2012. It is almost 1 crore, 11 lakhs, 97,000, sorry. It's 11 crores, and Lotto 6 by 49 delivered Canada's largest single jackpot of CAD $64 million in 2015. Today is also commemorated as Moldova Independence Day. In Romanian, it is named Ziua Independentei. This is Moldova's national day. It commemorates the adoption of the Declaration of the Independence from the Soviet Union on August 27, 1991. The people of Moldova celebrate the fireworks, concerts, and military parades. The president also addresses the nation with a patriotic speech. Because it's a public holiday, most citizens and employees have the day off. And like some other holidays, most businesses in Moldova are closed on August 27 each year. Today is commemorated as National Just Because Day in US. Just Because Day has also become a great way to spread random acts of kindness. Send a thoughtful card to a friend just because. Give your grandparents a call just because. Pick up trash from your neighbor's yard just because. If you want to climb a tree as a adult, take the risk. It's a day to stop worrying about the whys. So the original version of Just Because Day may be movable holiday called Because Day that was first celebrated in the third Wednesday in May. It was invented in the late 50s or early 60s by Joseph J. Goodwin of Lost Gatos, California. He turned the gift of a transistor radio for his wife into their family holiday. For the Goodwins, it wasn't so much about a radio as it was about celebrating life, free afternoons, and family. And so, what began as a wholesome family holiday, celebrating the beauty of spontaneity in life and grew into an annual celebration across the United States. As we grow up and assimilate into the world, we tend to fall in line with always doing what is expected of us. And for many people, that might get a little boring. On this very special day, these unspoken rules society has paved before us no longer apply. The day is your golden opportunity to do whatever is your heart desires. This day is to encourage you to march at the beat of your own drum. Your chance to do something with no rhyme or season, whether you want to drink milk wearing a cow onsie, going on an impromptu road trip anywhere, or surprise a friend with flowers. This day is your chance to add little spontaneity to your life. It's also a golden opportunity to spread some positivity to others. Pay a tab for the table next to you, leave a nice note on someone's desk. The possibilities are endless, and the only thing holding back is you. Today is also commemorated as National Petroleum Day in US. The purpose of this day is to raise awareness about the industry issues and to recognize the importance and effect of petroleum resources in our lives. It is a day to honor the priceless natural resource and the great amount of good it has done for the humanity. National wealth and our lives in the 21st century, many people in the oil and gas business utilize the event as a forum to talk about the difficulties that they confront. Petroleum, often used as crude oil or oil, is a yellowish black liquid that forms spontaneously in geological formations. It is frequently processed into a variety of fuels and chemicals. Since ancient times, petroleum has been employed in some form or another. Petroleum was one of the materials used to construct the Babylon's walls, according to the Herodotus, a Greek historian. Petroleum was also employed by the ancient Persians for lighting, as it was used to fill their lamps as well as for medical uses. James Young, a Scottish chemist, began distilling petroleum in the mid-1800s, yielding kerosene as well as a thicker, darker oil that was ideal for lubricating machines. Petroleum has been used in ancient China for more than 2000 years. Oil was found, extracted, and utilized in China for the first time in the 1st century BC, according to the I Ching, one of the earliest Chinese books. Furthermore, as early as 4th century BC, the Chinese were the first to record the use of petroleum as a fuel. Oil was being produced in China from bamboo drill bells by 347 AD. Since the 18th century, oil sands have been extracted. Young discovered natural petroleum at seepage at Alfreton's Reading's colliery by 1848, and he had established a modest business refining the crude oil. Young finally succeeded in extracting a number of valuable liquids from it, one of which he dubbed paraffin oil. Young formed a partnership in 1851, which resulted in the world's first commercial oil refinery and the world's first modern oil refinery. Petroleum is called as old black due to the fact that crude oil is black when it is retrieved from the ground. Petroleum can exist as a liquid, a gas, or a solid, as in many forms. Petroleum is derived from two Latin words, petra, which means stone, and oleum, which means oil. In 1556, a German mineralogist used the term petroleum for the first time. The United States consumes about 50 million barrels per day of crude oil. There are about 8 lakh producing wells worldwide, producing 75 million barrels of oil each day. Oil is an essential part of the modern society. Access to affordable electricity in poor countries may empower residents and improve their quality of life. Petroleum may help a country economy by attracting foreign investment. Petroleum has traditionally been the most important source for energy consumption. Petroleum products are used to power vehicles, heat buildings, and generate energy. Petroleum is used to power the majority of our globe. So this day creates awareness of many benefits of petroleum. It equally educates the public about versatile and proper use of petroleum in a way that does not harm the environment further than it has been done earlier. Today is also commemorated as Notting Hill Carnival in UK, which is held in West London on August 27th this year, has become one of the biggest street festivals in Europe. Celebrates the British West Indian community and encourages cultural unity. In the 60s, the festival sprang up as one of their way to address community unrest and improve racial relations. Today, Carnival features a parade with elaborate floats and colorful costume performers. Spectators dance to steel bands and calypso music. So if you want to get into the spirit of Caribbean, eat some peas and rice and other delicacies, be all the way living at Notting Hill Carnival. Give yourself to those wonderful blessings. The political and social conditions following the migration of the people from the Caribbean in 1948 led to the introduction of the Notting Hill Carnival, initially known as the Trinidad Carnival, which celebrated Caribbean culture and traditions. The first Notting Hill Carnival was held in 1966, and the first Notting Hill Carnival celebration was attended by nearly 500 people in Notting Hill. The carnival has evolved into Europe's biggest street festival, attracting hundreds of thousands of the streets of London. The popularity of the carnival continued to grow every year. The two festival features 5 aspects: masquerade, steel pan bands, sound systems, soca, and calypso. Today, the expected turnout at the Notting Hill Carnival is 50,000 performance in the parade alone, and at least 30 sound systems. More than 1 million people from around the world flock to attend the carnival, which generates a larger revenue for the economy. In 2020, the Notting Hill Carnival was entirely virtual for the first time, with regular DJs, artists, and carnival performers providing non-stop music and entertainment throughout the carnival weekend. The festival is a celebration of cultures and, despite political pressures, continue to thrive as a free platform for the community. Today is also commemorated as Social Justice Sunday in Australia. It is observed on the final Sunday of August every year. So with this, we shall conclude today's commemorations, and we shall close this session today. Thank you everyone for joining us. The feedback form has been raised for today's sessions. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form before you leave the platform. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining us. See you all tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Take care. Good night.